In Spain's second largest city, it's day 4 of the country's biggest ever poker tournament. Only the most resilient remain. Amongst the final 24 players is Zachary Korik, the confident young American.
Damn, kid.
Georgios Skatardis, the Greek amateur in his first ever EPT.
You want me to believe you that you're good there on the button, eh?
It's up to you.
I want to believe you, but I don't really.
Luis Rufus, the hometown hero.
You have fall?
And Giuseppe Pantaleo, an aggressive young pro who leads the chip count heading into day 4.
I have cards. I'm thinking.
They're all playing for one thing, a seat at the final table.
Cameron, what do you think?
This is the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona.
We have a champion here in Barcelona. Another Scandinavian champion in Spain.
It's a 9 of diamonds and we have a decision.
Carter Phillips wins the title.
Welcome to sunny Barcelona, the 5th stop on the European Poker Tour. We're 4 days into the main event, and inside Casino Barcelona, the last 3 tables are about to start play. By the end of the day, 3 will become 1, and we'll have our final table. So what are you waiting for? Get inside. With a record-breaking starting field of 758, there were 118 Spanish players who rocked up with the aim of taking home the first prize of €825,000. And of course, the all-important EPT title. Now we're down to 24, and there are still 6 locals in the hunt. That's not bad odds for a first Spanish victory on home soil.
My feeling about today is great. Final table is very close. It's only one day.
Day 3 was fast and furious, with many players turning up the aggression to build their stacks. Sadly, one of the more talkative players, Welshman Roberto Romanello, couldn't quite make the cut. His ace-jack didn't hit against Zachary Korik's pocket kings, putting him out in 39th.
Nice playing with you all. Thank you. Good game, guys. I enjoyed it. Pretty much nothing I could do in the end, but it wasn't to be. So all I can do is come back and fight another day.
Roberto's adversary, Leo Fernandez, also found himself falling victim to the rail, painfully close to day 4. After losing most of his chips to Italy's Francesco Notaro, they butted heads a few hands later for the final knockout blow.
Good luck, everybody.
American Zachary Korik's loose play saw him down to just 4 big blinds, but some lucky double-ups brought him back into the game.
River shows another club. Zachary hits the flush.
But the player who's been steady as a rock is EPT newbie Georgios Skatardis.
I qualify online on a 5:30 qualifier. It just worked out well. It has been a really good month for me so far, you know, and I just hope to keep that going.
He's a bit short with only 640,000, but if he sticks to his game, he's got a shot. The big news is that Giuseppe Pantaleo is our chip leader. He had a very active end to day 3 and so starts with over 2.3 million chips. A force to be reckoned with. Let's head over to the feature table and join our commentators James Hartigan and William Reynolds.
It's the penultimate day of EPT Barcelona. 24 remain, 8 seats at our final table. The chip leader in the tournament is on our feature table. He hopes to be in the final. Giuseppe Pantaleo starts the day with 2.3 million. Also at this table, World Series of Poker bracelet winner Konstantin Puchkov and the always entertaining Zachary Korik from the USA. Plus a couple of locals, Jorge Lorez and Jesus Lozano. That's the trophy the winner gets to lift. Plus they get €825,000. Blinds, 12,000, 24,000 with an ante of 2,000. Jorge Lorez, first to speak here, folds.
He'll be able to stack those chips now.
Squeeze it. Ah, how disappointing. So Marco Bognani from Italy folds. Looks like Zachary Korik wants to raise. Sure enough, he makes it 50k with his ace-8.
All in.
And faces a shove from Dominic Nietzsche.
Dominic knows his way around the poker table and is aware ace-10 is an easy rejam versus anyone in their 20s.
It's 270.
How much?
270.
270? Damn, kid. This is where it probably helps to know who you are in the digital world, right?
Young money, baby. If you ain't running with it, run from it.
I should call time and run around and ask, but...
Well, Nietzsche has an LAPT title to his name and a lot of big cashes over the last 2 years.
Let me show my hand to the camera. Camera, what do you think?
The camera remains silent.
Total.
Yeah.
220 more. Since I don't know any poker math, I don't know if it's right or wrong to call, but
Don't calculate an equation, just feel it.
I'm not that light. I have an ace. Marina, what do you think? You can't tell me?
Mrs. Kremser remains impassive.
I'll spew another time. Sweet. Good hand, dude.
He ran in the right direction, out of the pot.
Maybe you're on paint. Huh? Probably shoving paint too. All good play.
I had a paint card.
You had a pair?
No.
What'd
Did
you
you
say?
have a pair?
No, I had an ace.
Oh, you had an ace. What ace? The one?
Well, not that good. It's alright.
So Nietzsche's all-in gets through. He is still the shortest stack at this feature table with around 15 big blinds. He's going to be under the gun on this next hand. 6-3 of clubs in the muck. Ah, nice to see that Carl Fredrickson from the film Up has discovered poker. It is, of course, Konstantin Puchkov. He's got ace-9, and it looks like he's thinking of raising. Yep, he makes it 55,000. But he's walked into the ace-king of Alessandro Longobardi.
Over to the bigger stack with the bigger ace.
Re-raise coming?
I think it's going up.
Verbally declared that he is raising. He makes a 3-bet of 125,000.
This should thin the field.
Certainly should get rid of Jack-8, and it does. Jesus Lozano will fold his small blind. Ace-Queen in the big blind for Giuseppe Pantaleo. You talk about big stacks, William. This guy is the big stack. And he is 4-bet to 269,000.
Giuseppe's going to use that big stack to try to leverage his opponents out of the pot.
Gets rid of Puchkov. Now, what does Longobardi do?
I'm not a big fan of calling 4-bets with ace-king. I would prefer the 5-bet here. But then he has to be prepared to play for stacks.
Well, he has decided to call the 4-bet, and that means we will see a flop. A big pot, and the two big stacks at the table doing battle. Pantaleo has taken the lead with a queen-high flop. But he doesn't continue, he checks.
Looks like Giuseppe is going to play pot control with his top and let his opponent do the betting.
And that's exactly what Longobardi does. He bets 260,000 with just ace-high. And Pantaleo makes the call.
This pot is over 1 million in chips.
The 9 pairs the board, doesn't change the situation. Pantaleo, 4-1 favourite to win this hand. And he checks again. And it looks like Longobardi's considering betting again.
Longobardi does not want to give up on this pot with nearly 1.2 million chips in the pot.
340,000. Strange size bet considering the size of that pot. And a very quick call from Pantaleo.
And not much decision with top when he only bets a third of the pot.
5 of diamonds. Pantaleo with a lock on the hand.
And he's surely in check call mode.
The Longobardi checks behind.
Well, he made the correct check back.
Pantaleo
I didn't see.
will show the winning queen. He's loving it.
He looked rather angry. There's a smile.
No smiles for Longobardi. That's because he's just shipped half his stack to the German player with an Italian name.
I have an Italian name, I have an Italian passport. I was born in Germany, but my heart is Italian. On the poker table, I prefer to be a German poker player. They get more credit, they would fold more hands, I think. I have just go 2 years employee as export merchant. On Monday morning when I play the Sunday majors, it's hard to stand on and go working. This is actually my 5th EPT. I got deep in one in San Remo last season. I made 36. It would be great to win an EPT. I'm looking for winning. So I think you have to play to win it.
Pantaleo right now on course to make the final table with a stack of 3 million. Let's head to our outer tables, where one-time chip leader Christopher Thorson is all in with ace-queen. He has been called by Luis Rufas, who has pocket kings. There is no ace on the flop for Christopher. He has got the backdoor heart draw. An ace or a heart. We'll see him double up, but the 10 of diamonds is a brick, and he is eliminated in 24th place. That pays 20,000 euros, more than enough to buy himself a new cardigan. His chips go to Luis Rufas, now sitting on 1.9 million, one of the top 5 stacks.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. We've just lost Dominic Nietzsche from the feature table. He's Queen 9 offsuit, no match for Pushkov's pocket 7s. He's out in 23rd place and 20,000 euros richer.
So we're now 7-handed at our feature table, blind still 12 and 24,000. And look at that, the average stack is just over 1 million. Giuseppe Pantaleo has 3 times that. He's under the gun here, and he's got king-queen off.
This is one of my favorite stages of the tournament. Everyone stacks their chips like castles. Specifically the man with 3 million.
Well, he takes a tower off that castle and throws it in the middle, a raise to 49,000. Ace-jack for Alessandro Longobardi. Are these two going to tangle again?
It looks to be that way.
Longobardi has just called Pantaleo's opening raise.
Apparently he would rather see a flop than try to take control of the hand with a 3-bet pre-flop.
Does have the advantage of position. With the blinds folding, we will go heads up to the flop. Once again, Longobardi has the best hand pre-flop, and he still has the best hand with top pair, top kicker. Pantaleo with the up and down straight draw.
Both players have connected with this flop. Pantaleo with the pre-flop initiative is surely to c-bet.
In addition to that straight draw, he's also got 2 overcards to the board, meaning it's almost a coin flip right now.
He makes a small bet, just 63,000. Longobardi can contemplate a raise here.
Once again, he elects to call. Passive pre-flop, passive on the flop. There's the money card for Pantaleo. He has now turned the straight and has a lock on the hand.
And Giuseppe is not going to get tricky with the nuts. He's betting again to inflate the size of this pot.
Longobardi looks worried.
Well, I would be too. Look at all of those chips and that crazy head of hair.
139,000.
Bets that ended in 9 just startle me.
Longobardi looks a little bit startled as he calls a third time.
How much you have left?
$750.
The pot is just over 550,000. The river card is an ace. Pantaleo improves to Broadway. Longobardi makes 2 pairs.
This is the absolute river card for Longobardi. This gives him top 2 and much more reason to call a large river bet.
And we're going to call the table number 2. It's a 9 of hearts, which is not up to him.
And it is a 3/4 pot river bet of 397,000. Meanwhile, a player's just been eliminated from one of our outer tables, meaning we're down to 20.
I called.
Longobardi makes the call, and Pantaleo shows the straight.
The straight.
You have ace jack? Ace jack?
Spot on.
I should call in probably.
Pantaleo and Longobardi came to this feature table as the 2 big stacks. Look how their fortunes have changed.
I mean, if you want to win it today, that's cool, bro. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, Zach, I was often not in the EPT, but I mean, it's still a long way, you know that. I'm not talking about winning. I'm just playing.
I'm just joking, man.
Yeah.
This is not the time for joking.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
We're getting to the business end of this tournament, and no surprise that Giuseppe Pantaleo has a commanding chip lead of 3.8 million. How commanding? Well, look at this. 2 players in the top 10 have below average stacks. Second in chips right now is Luis Rufas, and he's on action on one of our outer tables. He's called an all-in with queens. Candido Goncalves has shoved that flop with top pair, top kicker. Rufus with the overpair, and look at that! Goncalves improves to 2 pairs on the turn. Rufas needs a queen to eliminate the Frenchman. But it's another jack, giving Goncalves the full house and the double up. Bit of a blow to Luis Rufas's stack. He's now down to 570,000. Back to our feature table. The blinds are up to 15k and 30k with a 3k ante. Jesus Lozano under the gun will muck the 10-3. It's been all about this guy so far. Once again, he picks up King-Queen, suited King-Queen, and once again, he's raising.
The big blind is officially the size of 1 starting stack on day 1.
So a min plus raise from Pantaleo to 63,000. Just the blinds left to act. Marco Bognani is not going to take him on with ace-4.
63.
Zachary Korek with a dominated queen will make the call from the big blind.
Korek has a qualified suited queen to defend against the chip leaders open.
No queen, no king, no 10.
I check.
This flop hits nobody. Who wants it the most? Neither. They both jack.
Danger card. Both hit top pair. Pantaleo's king kicker is in front.
And there it is. Korek should feel pretty comfortable with this top pair after the chip leader checked back the flop.
77.
Comfortable enough to throw in 77,000.
Quick call from Pantaleo. The river card is the 2 of clubs.
162.
Korek liked his hand on the turn. He still feels good about his queen on the river. He's value towning himself. Fortunately for Korek, he's only bet half the pot.
Double up. I think. I call.
Pantaleo calls and shows the winning hand.
Nice call. I really thought I'm value betting. I guess I should have checked. I suck. Nice hand.
No, actually, I would call with a lot of hands, so.
Who, you're going to call?
Yeah, you make a good
value
value
betting.
bet.
It's weird.
I was
like
thinking about...
raising the turn?
No.
That
about your hand.
sucked.
I mean, I was sure you had a queen or probably a flush.
So a bit of a blow to Zachary's chip stack, but I don't think it's done much to dent his confidence.
my third EPT. I played London and Vienna, and then finally Barcelona, because I wanted to travel through Europe, so I figured I could play poker and see the world. It was a good combo. The greatest thing that I found in Europe is that there's so many different cultures. America kind of sucks. I mean, I'm into nightlife, fashion, restaurants, tell you the things that New York has, and everything is derived from European culture. The fact that I come back here and experience where it's derived from, it's really great. European players, fundamentally a little worse, with the combination of being overly aggressive. I'm super aggressive, but my fundamentals finally hold me back, as opposed to a few years ago where I was just insane. Now I'm just insane, but controlled. I have to play just because of success. It's kind of hard to say no to a lot of money that's consistently coming in. I've had success, proven success over the past 2 years, and then now live, I mean, my third EPT, final 2 tables. So it's just, for now I'm gonna do that. Hopefully make enough money to buy an island.
And I'm sure lots of people will want to visit you on that island, Zachary. Let's head to the outer tables, where Kent Lundmark has called the all-in of Georgios Skotadis. Georgios shoved with ace-queen, Lundmark called with 9s. He's hit a queen, he's hit 2 of them! Lundmark looking for a 9. Skotadis' trip queens hold. That's a bit of a blow to Lundmark's stack. Skotadis doubles up to 1.6 million. Meanwhile, back in the land of Zachary.
Very well, who we are, don't know what gonna be a star.
You.
I found a bell on an island.
Actually, can we get him on that island now?
You're getting Filippo Candio, right? But he starts just to sing when he's all in. Unbelievable, this guy.
Candio, the singing Italian from this year's World Series final table. So Corrick's raised it up with jacks here. Under the gun raise to 62,000.
It's your friend?
Yeah.
You start to play poker at the same time, or?
6 months later,
Pocket 8s for Marco Bognani in the big blind.
How much?
A pair of 8s is a strong hand pre-flop 6-handed, especially versus someone who was singing before he raised.
He is counting out chips for a re-raise.
And it appears to be strong enough for a re-raise.
The 3-bet is 152,000.
How much did you make it? 152? Cool.
Not as cool as 153,000.
You're such a one-upper.
I'm all in.
He shoves.
How much?
800. 7.
Cool.
Bognani makes the call. Hoping to be up against overcards.
But unfortunately, it's an over pair.
Nice hand.
It's not over yet, man.
It's never over until the river.
That's probably your best hand when you're 4-bet shoving.
So, Bognani looking for an 8. Instead, there's a jack.
Right in the door.
Bognani, however, does pick up a backdoor flush draw.
Backdoor straight flush draw.
Oh, there's an 8.
Oh my god.
There has to be a sweat.
Even if you would just call, check call flop.
I mean, I guess, I don't know.
That's so sick.
It's still kind of sick.
The money is going in there.
Yeah.
I have an 8.
You have an 8?
I have.
I did.
He's a funny guy, isn't he?
Oh my god. I just hate to see like any two-outers, even if I got there.
No one out on the river for Bognani.
Tell him to take his chips back and we'll compare.
Double up for Korek.
One step closer to that island, Mr. Korek.
He started the day just above average in chips, took a bit of a dip, but after that double up, he is now a contender. The same, alas, cannot be said for Roman Macklin. He's just been eliminated in 17th place. His ace-4 losing to Kent Lundmark's ace-king. Roman gets 20,000 euros, and we are now down to just 2 tables of 8 here in Barcelona.
If you're already a registered PokerStars.com player, you're all set. But if not, grab your laptop and download the free software from www.pokerstars.com and start qualifying for the European Poker Tour. You can win a seat to the very next EPT event from the comfort of your very own home. Good luck.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. The eliminations have stepped up a notch. We've just lost 3 more players. Kent Lundmark joined the feature table and was quick to get involved. Alessandro Longobardi was the player all in. An ace on the flop put him ahead, but the turn made trips for Lundmark. Only an ace could save him, but it wasn't to be. 16th place for the Italian and 23,000 euros. A couple of hands later, Marco Bognani was all in with King 5. No good against Giuseppe Pantaleo's Ace 6. He was our 15th place finisher. And out on the floor, Yanni Rasanen has just been dispatched by Luis Rufas, much to the delight of the locals. So we're down to 2 tables, 13 players, 6 of them on our feature table. Pantaleo now with 4 million in chips. 20,000, 40,000 blinds with a 4,000 ante. Lundmark and Puchkov have both folded. Lorez will also pass. Zachary Korek has Jack 10 suited on the button.
$86.
He has raised it. 86,000. Ace Queen for Georgios Skatadis in the small blind.
Georgios knows he's ahead of the button's raising range. Ace Queen is a difficult hand to play out of position. This could be an excellent spot for him to re-raise and win the pot without a flop.
He does re-raise. It's a 3-bet to 220,000.
See if he gets through the castle.
Suited connectors for Pantaleo, but against a raise and a re-raise, he elects to fold.
He's not too happy about it, though. Back to Korek, who has a fantastic hand to 4-bet all in with if he puts Georgios on a steal.
1.2. After the raise? Remaining. Small in.
He has jammed.
Korek confirmed Georgios hasn't 3-bet commit his stack. He believes he still has fold equity.
No.
He's putting Georgios to the test. Will he pass the test, James?
You want me to believe you that you're good there on the button, eh?
It's up to you, bro.
Hey?
It's up to you. My chips are...
I want to believe you, but I don't really.
Who would?
Intuition.
How much more is that, please?
Everything you got.
Hey?
Yeah, you covered.
Really?
I think so.
Roughly 30 big blinds. He's getting those chips ready.
1,200,000. Oh, wow, that is covered. 1,100,000. Jesus.
This is a position-dependent call. It's a player-dependent call.
That's a nice double up, that is. Yeah, I don't believe you the button, Zach.
Call. He's made the call.
It's an excellent call. He's put his tournament life on the line.
Korek does have 42%, 2 live cards.
Fold. Jack 10 hearts, ace queen off.
There's a queen. There's 2 of them.
Flop trick queens. I need a 9. 9 or a heart.
Again, the 9.
9 would give him a straight. Hart could bring a backdoor flush.
Glimmer of hope.
I had 9 and he had queen, queen. Stay with me.
Skidardis wants those queens to hold. Just has to sweat. And 9 on the river. Zachary Korik
You need a miracle river.
has 3 outs.
I've had him before, and I don't have him before. Whatever works.
Skidardis gets the double up. He gets most of Zachary Korik's chips.
You would lose
I have
with
more.
aces too.
It's all good. I'm jamming there all day.
Zachary's dream of an island in the sun is a tiny speckle on the horizon.
I messed up your microphone,
Size,
guys.
that flop.
Need a hand.
Oh, Georgios, those things are expensive.
1 million.
Meanwhile, Zachary's down to a big blind and change. Needs to make another epic comeback.
So I'm all in blind. Sweet.
Normally young people from the Jersey Shore fist bump, now it's the man from Greece.
147.
That sucks.
You didn't believe in my hand, or you want him to fold exactly what I had, what you had?
It's a little bit of both.
I know.
I have my reasons.
That's the reason why you put him all in.
Something like that.
Yeah. He starts thinking about ace queen. I would be saying thank you. I call, but not thank you. But
I might not do it on you.
yeah, when you're 3-betting their ace queen, what you expect, you call when the other one shoves.
We're witnessing the whipping of a deceased Equus.
You didn't look, Zach?
I looked.
Can't wait to go all in.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
He's so polite.
Jorge Larez will make the bet.
Korik attempts to beat him into the pot. Ooh, King Jack suited.
I came back from 4 bigs when there was 49 people left.
Really?
Yeah.
But now you have
4 bigs.
55,000.
1 and less. 1 and change bigs.
But if you win, you will triple up or something or more.
It's true. Oh, me and you?
Yep, everyone else folded to Lorez's raise.
What he had?
I'm flipping with 1.5 bigs. We're rocking.
Ace 8 off?
Ace 8.
Yeah.
Ace 8.
It's suited though. We all good. Let's see how well I flip.
Well, he needs to hit something. Ooh, he has a straight draw.
That's a start.
Up and down draw. I don't care either way, I'm going straight to the spa.
13 outs. Aces, kings, jacks and 9s all working for him. But it's a blank.
Hi, Brick. Good game, guys. Good luck.
Sorry, Zachary, but I don't think 28,000 euros will even get you a traffic island.
That will pay for a trip to the PCA.
And that's on an island.
It's all good. I just started playing live. That's why it's fun for me.
I'm glad you had fun, Zachary. We had fun watching you at our feature table. And I think, deep down, Jorge's having fun.
Zachary, commiserations. The 4-bet on the button, would you
Yes.
rethink it?
Hell no, I had Jack 10 hearts on the button. That guy was a pretty nitty player. It was most of the hands that he's 3-betting me with, he's definitely folding, and I definitely don't regret it. And most of the time, Jack 10 hearts really doesn't lose, so definitely not.
Now, you've been playing with a few of those players on the table for quite a while now. If you had to pick somebody to win, who would it be from your table?
Now that I've lost,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the chip leader. He seems to be the only one who kind of knows what he's doing fully.
Well, do you know what? It's been fantastic watching you at the table. You really have brightened it up. It's a shame you haven't made the final, but well done for cashing. It's a great return.
Thank you very much.
Back to the action. It's been folded to Konstantin Puchkov on the button. We have a new player at our feature table. Luis Rufas is in the small blind here and looks like he's going to be facing a raise. Puchkov makes it 91,000 with his pocket 8s. And Rufus has got kings.
Doesn't have much of a decision here. It's just how much is he going to 3-bet to?
275,000 is the answer. His fellow countryman Jorge Lorez is in the big blind and seems to have a decision because he's got queens.
All in.
And he's all in.
Well, that makes things easy for Puchkov.
Puchkov will have to surrender these eights or risk his fate. Apparently he thinks he has a decision, James.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't folded already. Against a re-raise and an all-in, I'd imagine it's a pretty easy laydown.
It's a great opportunity for some TV time. He's going to take a sip of water and ponder.
Okay, I believe you.
You're right to.
I call.
Well, Rufus will obviously call with kings.
No sé. Ha sido una mano encontradísima. No sé lo que va a pasar, macho. Esto es increíble. Suerte.
I think he's just explained to Lorez that he only has an 18% chance of survival. Now down to 8%. Needs to see a queen, needs to see it on the river. Well, we'll be down to 11 players here at EPT Barcelona. Jorge Lorez is our 12th place finisher. He gets 36,000 euros. His chips go across to Luis Rufus, now one of 2 Spanish players left in the tournament, the other being Jesus Lozano. And we're getting ever closer to that final table. There are 8 seats, and with 11 players left, we need to lose 3 more. Rufus now sitting on a stack of 3.3 million, meaning he is 3rd in chips overall.
I start to play poker like, of course, in the university. I had an accident like 7 of June 2008. My life changed. I couldn't move anything. All the doctors told me and my family I couldn't move anything in my life. Wow, it was very hard for me. Well, 1 month later I began to move, 1 finger on my feet. Well, 4 months later I decided to back to the poker. When you have the accident card, you see the real life. You can see a lot of problems, and know a lot of things in the life are not important for me. I would like to have a good legs and not play poker. And okay, I begin to earn money. I decide to go away the job and only play poker. No, I can do a lot of things, but with the poker, I can earn money, and I feel unless poker is important for me in this moment. Obviously, the money is very important. All the people will play for money, but to win this title is incredible. It's a dream for me.
An inspirational figure and a very popular player here at the Casino Barcelona. On the outer table, we have a big pot building here. 2 players have gone to the flop. Francesco Notaro with his jacks and Onion Sekularak with his ace-king suited.
All in.
And Sekularak has shoved that flop with the ace-king.
Call.
Notaro, not put off by the 1 over card out there, calls with his jacks. And they are pretty evenly stacked. Notaro is the player who's all in. But if Sekularak loses this, he's going to be left with virtually nothing. Thomas Kremser just verifying that. The Italian does not want to see an ace, a king, or any card on the turn that could potentially give his opponent a straight on the river. Just an ace or a king would see the elimination of the Italian. The jacks hold. Francesco's happy. Onion not so much. He's nursing an uber short stack. Francesco Notaro up to 2.7 million. We're still 11-handed here in Barcelona.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. On the outer table, Sekularak has been eliminated, so we're down to 10.
And at our five-handed feature table with blinds at 25.50k, Pantaleo's under the gun raise has been called by both blinds. Slightly surprising that Luis Rufas didn't 3-bet with his ace-queen. So 3 to the flop, and it's a flush for Skotadis, the nut flush draw for Rufas, and Pantaleo's flopped a straight with a straight flush draw.
Everyone has drilled this flop.
And they all check it.
And they're all acting like they have nothing.
Wow, the nut flush for Rufas, the straight flush for Pantaleo. Now we're going to see some money in the pot.
Rufus isn't going to slow play this nut flush. He's going to lead out and bet.
Skotadis surely sees his flush as worthless. But no, he's happy to call.
He's clearly a non-believer at the wrong time. And clocks don't tell time, Giuseppe tells time, and it's time to raise the straight flush.
360,000.
Call.
Quick call by Luis Rufas. Skotadis will now get out of the way.
It's not often the nut flush on an unpaired board is a bluff catcher, but after the flop checks through three-way and a one-card straight flush hits the turn, and you bet, get called, and get raised by another opponent, you should be extremely wary of this opponent holding that queen of spades.
Rufus is wary. He's checked the river.
Giuseppe knows his customer has a made hand at this point. And he's probably putting him on exactly that ace of spade. He's going to slide in a tower of 880,000 chips. At this point, Rufus should seriously consider mucking this nut flush against the slim range that beats him.
If he makes the call, it'll be a 3 million chip pot, and Pantaleo will have an even bigger chip lead.
I call.
Straight flush.
No, joder, no.
I'm afraid so.
Lleva la dama de picas. Cago en Dios.
I had the flush already.
Wow, what a guy! What a nice check behind.
But a terrible check behind. If you bet the flop, you get all three of their money.
I had the flush on the flop.
I'm big blind.
I had flush already after the flop. I was finished.
So sick hand.
What?
I had flush already on the flop.
I wanted to bet like 2 million.
Oh, Giuseppe being greedy again.
You think it's too much? He would fold 2 million? No.
Very next hand.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
Aces.
What you do?
For Puchkov.
You call, yeah. No?
No, I think I called.
Yeah,
And look at Rufus, clearly still thinking about that last hand.
That was
Puchkov has
sick
min
call.
raised. And Luis with Jack 8
Because of my check
is going to
behind,
call
couldn't
on the
expect
button. Is he
it.
tilting here?
Rufus going to defend his button a little light at the wrong time.
How much is the raise? And the call?
Pantaleo sees value. He's also still stacking his chips after winning that big pot against Luis Rufas.
Just 50,000 more, he's going to come along.
Three-way to the flop. Top pair for Rufas and a flush draw. Puchkov still leads with his aces.
I check.
Here comes the continuation bet.
I can give it like
200,000.
And look at this, after making a spewy call pre-flop, Rufus has smashed this flop hard enough that he's actually a small favor versus aces with 2 cards to come.
So right to raise makes it 570,000.
How much is the first bet? 200? Raise 2?
Someone wasn't paying attention.
You have fall?
I have cards. I'm thinking.
All right, calm down. Not really much to think about. Gets rid of his pair of 4s. So Puchkov with the decision.
All in. All in? Call.
All in and a call.
All in. All in.
Puchkov is going to be eager as a beaver to chop down the majority of Rufus' stack with these aces.
But as you mentioned, William,
4 o 5 de tréboles J y yo J 8 de tréboles.
while the aces are in front, Rufus is actually a statistical favourite with that many outs, and he's hit one of those outs on the turn.
There it is, a 2-pair for Rufus. Jacks and 8s.
I hate it. I don't. You will see. No.
We could be down to 9.
And now it's Puchkov on the ropes.
It's an ace! Puchkov wins it! And the crowd are silenced. They wanted the local boy to double up here. But in 2 consecutive hands, his pre-flop passivity has cost him most of his stack.
That hand left Lewis with a chip and a chair, and the poker gods didn't come to his aid. So his Barcelona dream was over the very next hand. Going into 9-handed play, Giuseppe Pantaleo had a significant lead, while the bottom 4 were all in danger of bubbling the final table. The action was quick to get going. Xander de Vries called Francesco's all-in pre-flop with pocket queens. The Italian failed to hit an ace and shipped 3/4 of his stack over to Xander. A few hands later, he shoved with ace-queen and Georgios called
I'm all in.
with king-queen off. The ace held as nothing hit the board. The table was pretty quiet after the next few hands, and Giuseppe was able to cement his dominance, while Kent Lundmark moved up to 3rd. Here's how things stand as they go into the 27th hand of 9-handed play.
Blinds are 30,000, 60,000 with a 5,000 ante. And Goncalves has raised from the cutoff. He's made it 115,000. He's walked into the kings of Jesus Lozano. And Lozano quickly announces re-raise. It's a 3-bet to 270,000. Ken Lundmark folds.
I'd say they will.
Puchkov folds. It's back on Candido Goncalves. 1.3 million behind.
I'm all in.
He shoves and gets called immediately. Oh dear, the wrong move at the wrong time for Goncalves.
Bold, aggressive, and incorrect.
There's an 81% chance the Frenchman's going to lose this pot, go out in 9th, and leave us with our final table here at EPT Barcelona. Lozano's kings a commanding favourite. Oh, they never make it easy, do they? Goncalves hits a 9, plus a gut shot straight draw. A 9 for trips, a 10 for the straight, a jack for 2 pairs. Same outs needed on the river. He doesn't get there. Instead, it's a set for Lozano. Goncalves does go out in 9th, collecting 50k. The other 8 will proceed to the final table. And you've got a feel for this guy as everyone else high-fives each other.
Congratulations, guys, everybody.
Giuseppe Pantaleo will go into the final as chip leader with 5.6 million. Jesus Lozano is the last Spanish player standing. He's 3rd in chips. The short stack will be Francesco Notaro with 745,000.
Next time, it's the EPT Barcelona final table.
No Spanish players have won an EPT, and I will be the first one.
The last 8 have fought through 4 days of grueling play.
I think to be the chip leader, it's very comfortable, especially now when we play the final table.
But only one can take down the title and claim that first prize of €825,000.